Hi everyone. This is the third video on applied harmony, and in this one I'm going to introduce the applied leading tone chord. So, as we learned, applied harmony is temporarily applying a dominant tonic relationship from a different key within a progression. Well, the 5 chord is the strongest and the most frequently used dominant functioning chord. However, the 7 diminished also has a dominant function within a key, and so therefore we can use the 7 diminished chord of a diatonic chord other than 1 as an applied leading tone chord. This is always going to be built on the leading tone of that chord, and it's important to remember that if that chord is a minor chord, that you would need to use the raised 7 T from that minor chord's key, as we'll see in a minute. An applied or secondary leading tone chord is always going to be a diminished triad, and it may have a 7, and if it's a minor 7, it would be half diminished, and if it's a diminished 7, it would be fully diminished 7. It can be used in root position or in inversion, and in this case, it won't almost always, it will always resolve to its 1. So, if we take a look here, our 1 chord is moving to 2, which is the predominant, and then on to 5. Whenever we have the root motion of a second, this is something that could be altered chromatically to create a leading tone, applied leading tone chord. So, in order to figure out what notes we need, the first thing we ask ourselves is, in the key of D minor, which is the 2 chord here, so in the key of D minor, what would be my 7 diminished? That would be C sharp. Remember, we're using the leading tone from the minor key, E and G. We can also use, and I'm going to use in this case, 7 fully diminished 7, in which case I'm going to add a 7 onto that chord, so it'd be C sharp, E, G, and then B flat. Well, what you'll notice is the 1 chord is C, E, G, so it actually shares some of the same notes here. We just need to alter the C and make it C sharp. And in order to make it a fully diminished 7, we'll add a B flat to it. So I'm going to insert a bar here. And I'm going to use C sharp in the bass. And then I'll have E, G, and B flat above it. So there's C sharp, E, G, B flat. That's 7 fully diminished 7 of this chord, which is my 2 chord. So for my analysis, I'm going to write 7 fully diminished 7 of 2. And it sounds like this. You can hear that it really amplifies the desire and the kind of need to resolve to 2. So it makes the motion from 1 to 2 even stronger with this rising chromatic motion and the falling chromatic motion from the 7 of this chord there. So that's an applied leading tone chord.